Hello, this is Mike Medwith, and today I'm going to be demonstrating our Flow Designer and some templates for the CRM integration tools that we have within MFGx. For more information about our product, please visit mfgxonline.com. And for more detailed information or support, I always encourage people to visit support.mfgx.io for access to our community knowledge base and ticket management. There are a lot of good articles, including details about this information on there as well. Today's demonstration will include templates for the CRM, which are part of the MFGx platform. It's a flow-based programming language with scripting behind the scenes. The templates do not have any code in them. They are just merely placeholders to show off how the data would flow through the system. So today I'm going to be showing two very similar data flows and how we integrate with CRMs. They are used all over the place for customers, parts, items, orders, shipments, just about everything that can go into and out of a CRM system. They all behave very, very similar, and they're handled individually with mappings custom to each user or company's needs. Before we begin, we did set up some CRM endpoints or connections. So these are some of the ones that we can talk to, and some of the applications over here are custom that require more than standard connections to them. So we can connect to just about any CRM over HTTP. However, if the CRM supports advanced queries or connections or security, we tend to write an application that takes just a few days, and that is part of the integration process. Here's some existing ERP connections for the Plex environment, which could be used or may not, depending on what ERP you're using. So today for the data flows, we're going to look at these two. The first one I'm going to look at is pumping data from a CRM to an ERP system like Plex. So I'm going to look at that data flow first. Go right into it. So I'm going to hide this is the console window where we see errors, and then this is the configuration window that highlights whatever you're working on. So for CRM data to flow into an ERP system, there are 2 points of entry. There is the scheduled concept, which would be more of this section right here. The scheduled concept happens typically for customers every hour. And it basically gets all of the data from the CRM that has changed, and then adds or updates the ERP system, and then circles back and sends like primary keys or important information that's stored in the ERP system back to the CRM system. That's mainly used to maintain add and update functionality. So if a customer flows through this system and is added to, say, Plex, the Plex key is then added back into the CRM system at this step. Some of the CRM tools that we integrate with actually provide data flow out of their system, or live changes or events or webhooks, and we can subscribe to those directly in our system. So this particular method here basically skips the process of pulling in an individual or all the changes and just assumes an individual change. So let's say, for example, Mike Medwith gets updated as a customer in the CRM system. It would come through right here. And then Doug Stinson gets updated 5 minutes later. It would come through this system. In an hourly example, or a button click from, say, another website, we would just check for all the changes. And at this point, you would find the Mike Medwith and the Doug Stinson records and then send them through the same method. These gray boxes are our testing boxes that allow us just to flow right through. So it just flows right through the system and saves data. And you'll see that the next up is the ERP system. It's very similar in that it either runs on the same schedule or a button click, or if it subscribes to data like SAP, JD Edwards, some of the newer versions, they can pump data directly into webhooks, extensions, topics, things like that. So we can subscribe to those changes as they happen in real time. And it's basically the same situation in reverse, where we get all of the changes from the ERP system if we have to do it on a schedule, and then we end up at the point where we actually update the CRM with data, and then we circle back and update the ERP if needed with any extra data. If we don't, we just kind of let it be. Again, some of this existing CRM software is listed here. We have the endpoints. We have highly configurable endpoints in Plex and custom APIs that allow us to add and remove customers, orders, items, shipments, invoices, parts, just about everything into Plex from a CRM, and pull everything out of Plex for a CRM. Both ways, no problem there. The addition of a new CRM platform is very low risk or low development. It roughly takes 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the amount of information that's needed and the integrations in play. So again, these templates are for arbitrary data, and they basically, there would be one of these per integration point. So typically customers like to integrate between Plex and, say, a Zoho. They would like to do an initial import of data from Plex, and that starts with all customers, all parts, and maybe orders this year. And maybe some of the customer data is like financials, year-to-date sales, and the 30, 60, 90-day buckets for payments. Once the initial import is done and say Zoho is configured, the ongoing integrations then become orders, Plex orders, let's say Plex orders into Zoho. Then that's done if you take orders. That's done if you take orders from Plex. Zoho orders to Plex. Actually, it'd be like a Zoho closed or successful deals become Plex orders. But not to get ahead of ourselves here, you'd actually want Zoho leads as maybe customers. So this would become Plex customers. Zoho leads or maybe successful leads or successful deals. In addition, in order for you to do things in in Zoho, you need to create items or quotes or orders or proposals. So Plex parts would actually go into Zoho on a regular basis. And that's roughly enough to get started with a standard CRM integration. Most customers have like other areas of the system that they want customization or fields added. In this particular instance, we support a ton of those. Zoho has custom fields all over the place, as well as custom objects. Other platforms, other CRM platforms support just the same. Spiro, MS, Microsoft, and Salesforce. So typically that's the way we go. So if you look at this, we've got a couple one-time integrations that would be ERP to CRM there, followed by 2 more that are Plex to Zoho or Plex to Zoho Spiro or whatever CRM system you need. But we basically call Plex for all the recent orders and we add them to another system. And that would be done using the same flow here. And then the final 2 are Zoho leads and or successful deals as orders. So you want to add customers and orders into Plex only when you have successful orders or deals coming through. And those would use this template here. So all that being said, this information will be provided within our knowledge base, and I encourage anyone to reach out with questions either through our homepage, through the knowledge base, or you can email me directly. My email is mmedwith@cumulus-erp.com. Thank you. Have a great day.